Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to start our walkthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. So for this playthrough I'm going to be playing as a cleric class. If you haven't seen my video talking about the different starting classes and gifts, please do check that one out. I've picked the Master Key because I have a very specific strat in the start of this run in order to get us the best footing for the rest of the game. This is not necessarily going to be a 100% walkthrough. I do have specific smaller guides for things that we will miss in this playthrough. For example, Lautrec's quest, because we're going to off that bass pretty early. So if you are looking for something specific, please do bear in mind that I do have individual videos on this channel for things like that. So without further ado, it's time to start the intro animation and then we can talk about what it all means.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Asylum and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
That might be what they wanted our fate to be. However, our destiny is to leave this place as soon as we can. So we are here, undead, undying, unfortunately for us. We've died a few times and we've turned into some kind of turnip. A lovely man by the name of Oscar drops us the dungeon key. So we're going to pick this off the corpse to start off and use that to escape our cell. So right from the very beginning, we start off with, every class starts off with a broken straight sword. So as you can see here, it's not going to do much damage. You can, if you want, target and attack these poor little defensive hollows right at the start. They're going to give you like 20 souls, which is nothing to write home about, basically. These messages on the floor here are developer messages. I am currently playing offline. If you are playing online, you will start to see messages from other players, which might be helpful and also might be, you know, not so helpful. So here, camera controls with the right stick. This will mostly tell you like buttons, basically, how to play. RB is a normal attack, RT is a strong attack. Depending on the type of weapon you have, there are different animations. Some weapons, when two-handed, their strong attack is incredibly powerful. So yeah, you can one-hand a weapon and you can two-hand a weapon. Is that what this one says? Oh no, it's dash. Dashing, bear in mind, with this game uses stamina. Pretty much everything uses stamina. Running, attacking, blocking, evading, so you're going to want to keep an eye on that green stamina bar up the top, as well as obviously your red health bar. R3 is to target lock, something that you're going to be using a lot in this game, especially to start with, especially on humanoid-sized enemies. It just makes sure that you only have to worry about timing and not so much about positioning. And it really is something you should get used to using right from the start of the game. You will see me probably breaking lock on quite a lot, especially with larger bosses, because I have played through this game a few times and I'm just used to certain bosses being easier without locking on. And we can actually see our first boss right away here. He's on the roof of this Asylum hall here. He was chilling with the guy that let us outside of our cage. So we're going to go through and see him shortly. But we found our first bonfire. So bonfires are the checkpoints in this game. We'll go ahead and light this one. You can rest if you, for some reason, lost any health fighting those little hollows, even though they don't actually fight back. There is a door to the right hand side that is locked. We cannot open that one yet, but we will come back round there later. The only way we can go, first of all, is through these great big doors here, right where our friend the Asylum demon is waiting. So you take a few steps into this room, you notice a developer message. You have just amount of time to read get away when the Asylum demon attacks. We are only armed at this minute in time with a broken straight sword, so there is absolutely no point, as you can see, in trying to take down this first boss with this weapon. So maybe we should listen to the developer message and start looking for a way to get out. This door at the back is our way out of this area. It is locked. However, there is a gate here on the left-hand side as you enter the arena. This is the door we came in here. As you enter, you can head straight to the left and straight out this gate. Straight out this gate, which closes behind you, and you're perfectly safe now from the Asylum demon. So moving on, we will make our way through the Undead Asylum. There is a second bonfire here you can light and rest, which as you can see will fill up my health. If you use any magic or Estus, which we are yet to acquire, then resting at a bonfire will refill those also, but also it will make all the enemies respawn as well. So moving on here, we found our first pieces of treasure to loot. Woo! We found our east-west shields, and if we watch out for this archer here, you can roll, you can just sort of zigzag, avoid them. We can pick up the second one, which is our mace. So we're just gonna go ahead and run back here just so I can show you how to equip those. Because the user interface in this game came out in 2011. It's kind of clunky in my opinion, just putting it lightly. So it teaches you here how to open the menu, go to change equipment, to equip your sword and shield. So at the minute we have right hand, as you can see at the bottom there, right hand and left hand. We can equip up to 2 weapons in each hand and switch between them. Bearing in mind though, it does contribute to your overall weight. The more items you have equipped at once, so that includes your armor, rings, swords and shields, or whatever other weapons, it does affect your ability to run fast and your ability to roll fast, so bear that in mind. But you can, if you have enough endurance, equip up to 2 items in each hand at once. So we're going to go ahead and swap out the straight sword hilt, which does 20 damage, for our mace. So the mace is the starting weapon for the cleric class, and the east-west shield is the starting left-handed weapon, the shield for the cleric class. All starting classes start with a weapon and with a shield. Some start with a secondary weapon, which for the cleric we will pick up just around the corner here. You will also find the sorcerer's catalyst and the pyromancer's glove in this same place. So don't panic, it's just up ahead. We're just going to backstab this guy real quickly. So as you can see, now that we have our proper weapon, we're doing actual damage. And you should be feeling a little bit more confident to face up against that Asylum demon boss again. Going through here, you'll find your first fog gate. So these separate areas, they separate, they're often before boss fights. So on your first playthrough through the game, you're just going to have to blindly walk through them without knowing what's going to be on the other side. It's a great time. It teaches you how to backstep and how to roll. This is your method of evading in this game. Rolling is on an 8-plane axis. Is that how you describe it? So especially if you're locked onto an enemy, you can roll right, left, diagonal, right, basically. Coming around here, you will see that there is an item up here that we cannot get yet. Don't worry about this, we will get it much later in the game after we've killed a few more bosses first. We can return to the Asylum and we will get that item. So for now we're going to proceed the only direction we can proceed until we get to a point here where we have stairs going up and stairs going down. So first of all, we're going to go up the stairs and then immediately back down the stairs, because as you can probably see up there, there is a boulder at the top of the stairs. So you're going to learn very quickly to play this game slowly and cautiously, and forever expect everything to try and ambush you. So that was our first taste of a trap in Dark Souls. If you see what I did there where I hugged the left hand side, the boulder will not hit you. But even if it does hit you, it's not going to do a terrible amount of damage, and you should be okay. So it's broken on down this wall here, so we're going to go and check it out. And inside we find Oscar of Astoria.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
So for this, you have to choose yes. If you say no, then your conversation will end there. But if we choose to hear him out...
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
So he'll give us the Estus flask. It automatically goes onto our bar at the left-hand side.
Oh, and this.
And this is the floor 2 east key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
So what he's referring to there is when people die enough, they lose their sanity, and they become essentially the hollows, like we've been fighting so far in the Undead Asylum. So if we walk away and you listen carefully... Oscar unfortunately has perished, but we can choose to carry on his legacy. So the key that he has given us opens this door here. Back to the bonfire, should you need to use it. However, these doors remain closed. We cannot choose to face off against the Asylum demon again just yet. So we have to proceed in the direction where the boulder came from. Head up here, there is a hollow at the very top who will jump attack you, rush attack you, if you go too fast. And we can open this gate here with the floor 2 east key as well. So this teaches you how to wield a weapon two-handed. All weapons do more damage two-handed, but they use more stamina. If you have a low strength, so say for example we've got 12, but a weapon that we want to use requires 14 strength, we can two-hand the weapon and we will be able to use two-handed but not necessarily one-handed before we meet the strength requirement. This teaches you how to kick and how to jumping attack, both of which are kind of fiddly to get used to at the start of the game, so I wouldn't worry too much if you can't manage them. It's a very sharp forward flick on the stick followed by either RB. See, look, I've even failed it. RB for a kick, or RT for a jumping attack, or R1 and R2 if you're on a PlayStation controller. Resting at a bonfire revives enemies. So although it's great because it gets you health back and it's a checkpoint and all sorts, you do have to bear in mind it's like risk reward, and you will have to beat those enemies again that you just beat before. But hey, you get souls, you get XP. Okay, so this corpse here will only be here if you are a cleric, pyromancer, sorcerer, or hunter. This has your secondary weapon. For us, it's a talisman. I think I called it a focus in my video talking about classes because I think it's called a focus in Demon Souls. I've been playing a lot of Demon Souls. Anyway, so we got a talisman. So a talisman is used for casting medicals, which for us, we have started off with the heal medical, as you can see there, which heals us. So all we have to do is make sure the canvas talisman is in our hand. We press it to activate it, and it will cast the miracle that is currently active, which is heal for us. So we did not have to set the heal in ourselves. If you're a pyromancer, you'll have fire orb. Throw that at something. Spells have a limited number of uses, and in this game there is no way you can refresh them except for resting at a bonfire. So you have to use them sparingly. However, you know, use them. Don't save them up thinking, oh, I might need this later. Just use them. They're useful. They're there to be used. So we take out these guys. What we got here? Oh, look, it teaches you how to use a medical. You can press up on the D-pad to toggle medicals in the same way that you can press left on the D-pad and right on the D-pad to toggle your weapons. I often do this accidentally and accidentally switch out to my flippin' shield when I don't need to, but there you go. Be aware of the D-pad. Be aware of the D, guys. RB while falling to do a plunging attack, which is what we're going to do very shortly. However, as you will notice, never go through a fog gate, right? Here's a good rule of thumb. Never go through a fog gate if there is somewhere else you can go first. Because a fog gate could mean a boss, and you are stuck in that fight until either you die or they die. So, as we see, there's another way we can go here. So let's go check this place out. RB behind an enemy is a critical hit, a backstab. So it teaches you how to do critical hits here, basically. And LT to parry. And after parrying, RB is to riposte. So I've done a whole video on how to parry. If you're interested in that, you can check that one out on this channel. But basically, this guy here is to teach you how to do critical attacks, which is, in my opinion, it will really make your life a lot easier on a lot of enemies, a lot of bosses in this game, so it's worth learning. This door here does not open, it's locked. So remember that item that we saw on the stairs before? Yeah, we'll need to come back with that door open to be able to get that item, but we'll do that much later. So now we've done everything, and the only thing left is to go through this fog gate, which if you are paying attention, you will realise that this is in fact the Asylum demon in the room. Now that we have, actually we can kind of see in. We can kind of see in a little bit through the window. Oh, there you go, confirmed. So now it's the time we're actually going to fight him properly. We've got our proper weapon and we're ready. We're ready to do some damage. So the way that we're going to take him down is we're going to immediately, right off the bat, we're going to do a jumping attack, and then we're going to spam RB as we land on him, and that will do a huge amount of damage right from the get-go. So jumping attack and RB. So as you can see there, it's taken off most of the boss's health. So this is because, once again, I did a jumping attack into a plunging attack and spammed the RB button, which actually has some kind of glitch. Well, not a glitch. It's in the game. It's there to be used. Where it just magically makes your plunging attack do ridiculous damage. So that is definitely worth doing if you can get the hang of the jumping attack. Asylum Demon's a good boss to practice it on. So he goes down in no time at all, especially if you two-hand your weapon, drops the big Pilgrim's Key and 1 hard humanity, giving us 2,000 souls. So we're going to use the big Pilgrim's Key here to open up these doors. Well done, by the way, you just beat your first boss in Dark Souls, or Dark Souls Remastered. Hell yeah, well done. Good job, go straight ahead. Hey, the devs said it better than me. There's a couple things you can find in this little graveyardy bit here, but do be careful, you can fall off and die. That's all you need, right? After just beating your first boss, you're on a high, you're having a great time, and just plop, fall off the edge. So there was a soul round there. Also round here, you will meet a very interesting character. That is refusing to talk to us right now. I didn't know they didn't actually talk to you. Anyway, that's Snuggly the Crow, or Sparkly the Crow. I forget, each game it's got a different name. The crows trade items with you. So you drop a soft, smooth, fluffy, etc. item in the nest, and it'll then give you a different item in return, often a very, very useful item in return. So we will be back here to make use of that nest, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing to do now is to take a bit of a leap of faith and walk up towards the edge here and see what happens to us.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
So, this very kind big crow has dropped us off in Lordran. We are now no longer in the quote-unquote safety of the Undead Asylum, and now we're in the wider world of Lordran. So it says, in Lordran now we can level up and kindle at bonfires. Thank you, tutorial. Welcome to Firelink Shrine, our super safe, wonderful hub level that we're going to slowly populate with NPCs, and it will unlock a lot of shortcuts later on in the game to a lot of different areas. For now, I'm going to leave it here. Congratulations on escaping the Undead Asylum and beating your first boss. I will see you in the next episode where we're going to proceed through the Undead Burg towards our second boss. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. I have been Rach and you have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next video.